Online X, what used to be Twitter, has become a hotbed for unfounded information about birth control. Actually, the entire web is a hotbed for misinformation. But researchers warn that that's only a fraction of the information that is authored by licensed professional health professionals. Today, our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Corey Hebert, is explaining, and you've said this for years, well, you can't trust stuff you read online. And I know doctors always say, if you're diagnosed with cancer or some other illness, the last thing you should do is go online to try and self-diagnose.
Yeah, you know, we say Dr. Google kills people every day. And the reason why is because most of this stuff that's out here is not real. This study just looked at Twitter, also obviously X now, and we looked at this whole concept of reverse contraceptive methods. That's what they looked under, right? Only 6% of all of those tweets were real, right? Meaning from a licensed healthcare professional or news organization. So that means if you're out there trying to figure out something very important about contraception, that means that only 6% of the stuff you see is reliable.
And one of the problems is there'll be a sliver of truth in some of them, and so then you go down that
clickbait.
That clickbait, and
that's
then
right.
All of a sudden you're into full-blown conspiracy.
Right, and what I want people always to remember is that we need to get rid of things called anecdotes when it comes to medicine, not antidotes. Anecdotes,
that's
meaning
anecdotal
evidence, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we used to see that a lot in COVID, right? So somebody would say, you know, I'm only going to get the Moderna vaccine because all my friends got the Moderna vaccine and it didn't cause them any problems. And I'd say, your friends? You have like 10 friends. What are you talking about? Because all my friends that got the Pfizer vaccine didn't have issues. So you can't talk about your friends and your social group. You have to talk about the study, and like thousands and thousands and thousands of people have to be in a study to say if something works or not. So please, let's not stick with social media. Go to websites, come to WWL. We have all the stuff here that actually makes sense. Okay.
So we're seeing that misinformation. It's not just about birth control. We're seeing cases of measles, polio, all kinds of things that we thought were gone because of misinformation.
That's right, vaccine misinformation. So, you know, this is something that's going to go on and on and on, but we have to remember that we cannot play into it. You know, we have to make sure that we deal with facts and not just things that we hear.
What is the biggest misinformation about birth control people are seeing online?
Right now, people are concerned about when you take birth control pills, okay, how effective are they, all right? Also, when you start looking at the injectable contraceptive, those things are also giving some false information. And then one of the newest things that has come in the last 2 or 3 years that people are hearing about is emergency contraception, and obviously the whole abortion thing, and where you can get that, how you can get that. That's where we see all this stuff now. So just, you know, just talk to your doctor, talk to your primary care professional, but please stay off the internet.
And because this is such an emotional issue and has become such a hot topic in an election year, and with the Supreme Court's ruling on overturning Roe v. Wade, I mean, we are getting a lot of sides that are just sheer emotion rather than absolute fact.
That is true. I mean, this is a purely a political thing now, you know. So we gotta do more about that. I want to throw one other thing out there real quick. We got a study from the New England Journal of Medicine that actually talked about some medicines that can cause autism. I want to throw that out there to you because one of them, Topamax, does not cause autism in the New England Journal of Medicine study, but valproic acid, you take that sometimes for seizures, okay? I want you to remember that does actually have an increase of incidence of autism, but not the Topamax and not the lamotrigine, okay?
And not the measles vaccine.
And not the measles vaccine. Please, not the measles vaccine.
All right, you can find all these topics and more on our website, WWLTV.com.